Communications Director and spokesperson. You will discuss the matter later on my behalf. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I want to add my voice of welcome to that which was delivered by the National Chairman. I am the Interim General Secretary of the United Party, and proudly so. Today is indeed a historic day. We are launching the United Party in the strong belief that it is needed urgently to fill a yawning gap in our political ecosystem. That gap is for a leadership we can trust. It is a gap for inclusion in decision-making and impactful economic and other resource management. And above all, a gap of integrity that we need to fill urgently with effective enforcement. When we are able to bring trust back, transform the decades-old economic structure to meet our needs and instill respect for integrity as the normal course and conduct of life in Ghana, the United Party would indeed be helping to enrich democracy in Ghana. And that is exactly what we are going to do. The UP is also here to unite Ghana. The motto of the UP, as you've heard already, is Ghana First. And let's say it again, Ghana First. Again with me, Ghana First. Everything we do as a nation must focus on lifting the name of the country high and above conflicting individual interests. Conflicts of interest about our direction as a country tend to dissipate our resources, build debt, and that debt goes ahead of us for generations, depriving the future of the resources needed to actually invest in the country. The UP wants a Ghana that includes everybody, regardless of tribe, gender, status, or political standing. Competence to move Ghana forward must be our watchword. The UP will offer all of us a government of national unity. Ladies and gentlemen, the word we used debate was long. The word we said Ghanaian political voters couldn't wrap their minds around it. But it is the word that is most needed in this country at this time. And that is the word UP stands on: transformation. United Party is about transformation. Total transformation of our political system, transformational leadership, transformational policies, and transformation of our national mindset from cannot do to can do. This explains why we have retained the monarch butterfly. I'm standing right in front of the monarch butterfly as our party logo to symbolize transformation. Some thought it would not last. It's actually going to outlive them. Those who said the Afafranto was feeble, it will fly away and will not come back. Today the Afafranto is going to outlast them in the United Party. So we aim to be the alternative to the duopoly, which is driving winner takes all and creating exclusion in public life. Of course, it is true that the Fourth Republican Constitution of 1992 has helped to stabilize politics in Ghana. No more military politics. So we are happy. But indirectly, it has also created the duopoly, two big parties who are being empowered by the nature of our constitution. The result is that these two parties have no respect for the rest of the population. They assume power is theirs by right because access to executive authority has become a revolving door. One enters, and when his time is up, he steps out and the other follows. So with no fear of challenge, they recycle tired old policies under new names, refuse to respond to the people, foster corruption, and in between elections, they banter amongst themselves. Since the election, how much have you heard discussed that is policy that will affect you? The only policy discussion that will affect you, Galamsey, has become a back and forth. You did more than I did. You let me do some before we do it. You did more than I did. It has nothing to do with you. The 500,000 youth who are coming out of our system every year. No policy since the election has generated anything to do with their futures. The UP, therefore, is a viable choice for governance. Everything about the party is designed to meet the needs of the silent majority of Ghanaians who register with the EC but do not bother to vote. The UP offers relief to the near 2 million voters who refused in the last 2024 election to come out, accepting being in opposition rather than helping a poor leadership with power. That is how desperate the situation is. People would rather go in opposition than support a leadership with no trust. So the UP offers a choice to all the disappointed voters on all sides who have lost hope after participating in several elections whilst working for MPP and DC. The UP is there for floating and independent voters. The UP is for grassroots activists and foot soldiers. It is for youth, women, students, and the physically challenged. The UP is for all of us. Friends of the media, to ensure ownership by the broad masses, membership and leadership of the UP is open to all. The executives who have been mentioned here are all interim executives. So we are going to hold elections and you are going to contest for the various positions across the country. And we have many, many positions to fill across the country. The Constitution and all the rules and guidelines are ready and available and will be published for everybody to understand what they need to do to become a leader, whether they want to be presidential candidate, parliamentary candidate, or constituency or polling station level. Our aim is to be a model party. By a model party, we want to be an example of the best organized party in Ghana. No monocracy, no mafia, only merit, competence, community approval will determine whether you are the best to lead at any point in time. As a party too, we will seek to support our members to get involved in income generating ventures. By law, a party is an NGO. It means it can make money, but it cannot make profit. Is that distinction clear? An NGO can make money, but it cannot make profit. So if we're a corporate organization which can support people to make money without making a profit, then our objective is to avoid a situation where members of our party are not getting ahead economically and socially, but rather to facilitate and ensure that when you become a member, we point you in a direction where you can be self-sufficient if you are diligent and apply yourself well. That is why we are talking about establishing an enterprise economy. And the basic policy platform for establishing that economy can be found in the GTP, which is available all over. The GTP, for example, seeks to empower artisans and traders with viable credit through a specialist traders bank. And we all remember when then independent presidential candidate Alan Chematin spoke about a traders bank, some competing duopoly parties quickly also started talking about different types of banks. And then when power came, I don't remember the last time anybody heard Traders Bank anywhere. In fact, the budget provided a little money in the pretense of a bank. Since then, the terminology has disappeared. As for the UP, we believe that policy can elevate the huge informal sector of our economy, benefiting especially women who are in the majority voter range, replacing their current systems of crude, susu, unstable, with the Traders Bank. And it's not going to be a normal bank. It is well conceptualized. It is one of our policies. We are coming to power and we will implement it. Ladies and gentlemen, we've talked about inclusion. Inclusion simply means being part of the process. And it has to be engineered, because otherwise those with power will exclude you. So the United Party has made proposals for constitutional change that will engineer inclusion and bring all of us on board, so that when they are taking decisions about what to do for our gold, we too will sit there some. When they are taking decisions about borrowing money from IMF, we too will sit there and take part in those decision makings. So we are saying that the first problem is winner takes all. Why and how is the winner takes all coming up? The Constitution has an article, 63.4 and 63.5, which says that whenever there is an election, you must get 50 plus 1% before you win, correct? And that if nobody gets 50 plus 1, there must be a runoff. So when you have an election, there's a runoff. What happens is that the bigger party who is ahead will come and see smaller parties, collect their support and their vote, and go and deliver 50 plus 1, after which they will go into government alone and leave the people who help them. And then they will go and get strong and powerful and fat in government, and smaller parties struggle. And who are in the smaller parties? The people who can really contribute, because the two parties, you can't enter. So many people who can contribute are left out of the cycle. You just can't enter. There's monocracy, there's mafia, there's manipulation. You just can't enter. So if you have the brains and you are in a smaller party, as long as Article 63, 4, and 5 are there, it will only continue to empower the bigger parties. So UP is saying that we have presented the Constitution review to amend Article 63, 4, and 5 and remove the requirement for runoff. So that if we have an election, on the first ballot, you are successful, you get 50 plus 1, happy birthday, you are in charge of the government. But if you get 47%, we will not go for a runoff. We will ask you to combine smaller parties to yours until you get 50 plus 1. It's called power sharing. That is what will empower smaller parties. So if the review commission puts that before you and all of you vote for it, what it means is that in the next government, the UP will be sharing power, whichever government didn't get 50 plus 1. And once you are in government, that is when you can contribute the positive policies that will transform the lives of the people who believe in the leadership. As I said, a leadership we can trust. The second major intervention we are asking of the Constitution Review Commission is to abolish the Council of State. As it is, we don't think it's serving the interests of Ghanaians. We want to replace it with a second chamber made up of all of us, non-political people. So we want a council, a second chamber where there will be farmers, there will be fishermen, there will be traders, there will be artisans, there will be drivers, there will be nurses, there will be doctors, there will be academics, there will be students, there will be religious leaders, everybody else. So that together, from Parliament, the things will come to the second chamber, and we too, we can have a look to see what is going on. without having to go on a political platform to be elected. It is very well structured, and it will bring everybody on board decision making in Ghana. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, the United Party may be new because we got our certificate 3rd October 2025. But we are old because our values are old, our philosophy is strong, proven and tested as a centrist party, operating from the center, and our understanding of governance is deep because the leadership have amongst them decades and decades and decades of experience in governance, as has been told you. So, UP, our values include decentralization, believe in the private sector. That's why I want to build an enterprise economy, and investment in nation building. We will provide transformational leadership. Through UP, Ghana will be transformed by Ghanaians for the benefit of Ghanaians. Ghana will rise again. Thank you.